Welcome to KandiShow episode 5. We are on 3 hours of technical difficulties later, but we are here. It is 12:41 p.m. We are supposed to start filming at about 9:45. But anyway, we had some technical difficulties. We're here now. My name is Vinny with my little brother,
Alec.
We're going to start off with, it's about the year anniversary since the whole pandemic started, the whole COVID-19 coronavirus pandemic started. It's 12 months later. I figure we've been doing this. This is our 5th episode, and during this pandemic, we haven't even talked anything coronavirus related. So I figured that was a good reason. 2, I have a 6-year-old son who's been doing virtual school from home this whole time, and then as of today, March 1st, they just started hybrid. So he actually went to school today at 9 o'clock. I dropped him off. Came over here at 9:45 because we don't want to do like a 2:30, 3 p.m. start anymore. We just felt like sometimes we're a little tired. But anyway, some technical difficulties later. We're here, and that's that. So, 2 things. So, 1, I brought my son to school, so that's a good progression forward with the whole COVID. Wednesday, I'm going to Orlando, Florida, and I bought Orlando Magic tickets. They're only allowing 4,000 fans, but that's also a good sign. So I bought 3 tickets going to Orlando Magic game, so things are moving forward. Here's what I want to throw at Alec, and I haven't told him this stuff yet. So more just some COVID predictions. Let's just make some coronavirus predictions here, and I'll tell you here. So first, I'm going to start off with this. Coachella was supposed to be April 21st. They canceled that. Okay, in California. Now,
was that recently?
That was April 21st. They recently canceled it, yeah. Now, EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival, is May 21st through 23rd. They're on, and they're sold out. Now, 1, it was a month later. 2, Vegas is obviously less strict. California's been the most strict. Right. I don't have a prediction with that other than I'm curious how many tickets they let people go in EDC, if it's typical, if they're just going to have more like you got to kind of stand apart. So I'm really curious, or unless they're just hoping by May that things will just be popping off. Here's the ones I do have questions. So let's do a prediction. So let's keep it in Vegas. So Las Vegas Raiders opening game, if you had to guess, how much percentage capacity will it be? So half the stadium full, 20%, kind of like the Super Bowl was. If you had to make a guess.
What's the date?
Let's call it first week September. Preseason
100%.
starts in August. You're going 100%?
Yeah.
We'll just make some predictions. I figured it'd be fun. We haven't done COVID.
Yeah.
September? You're going 100%?
100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm going to go, if you do 100%, let's see. They did the Super Bowl 20%. They had like 20,000. Like I said, some of the stadiums are open. We're basically, let's call it March 1st. I know they're doing the March Madness in Indianapolis. They're allowing some fans. I don't know the exact percentage, but that would still be what? March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's like 6-7 months.
They're saying we're supposed to hit herd immunity by April.
By April?
Yeah, which is next month.
I mean, I know we're not taking the vaccine, but they say that the podcasts I've been listening, they're saying the vaccines are batting like 100% though. Yeah. They're doing like really super well. So I'm not putting.
I think they're getting pushed out like 1 million people per day or something like that. So imagine by September, I think this is all over. They're pushing that second strain shit, so I guess we'll see what happens with that. But I think it's all going to be fine.
Last little winter sicknesses, there'll be a couple busts up, but I think from April all the way to August, we're going to be cool.
Yeah.
So you're going 100%. I think that's a little rough. I think they're going to have to still be a little restriction. I'll go with 65%. More than 50, less than 3/4. I think they're still going to do some kind of couple seats in between, but families can sit together. So if you have 4 together, maybe 2 seats in between or something. So I'm going to just throw a number. I'm going to go 65%. So Vegas Raiders. The only other one that I kind of was interested in was, when do you think masks will be off for good?
For good?
For good.
I think there's going to be people that continuously wear the mask forever. But like you're saying, mandatory.
Right, when you mandatory, you think will be good. Over across the board.
I'm thinking April, May. I think this is over by May.
Wow, that's super soon.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying we're hitting herd immunity, and this is CNN and shit.
Right.
It's not like some conservative
But probably for
news.
the soft, safe side, they're going to play it a little longer. I think
to keep the mask?
Just to keep the mask. Yeah. I think so.
Maybe
especially like grocery
hopeful.
stores and main places. But
so conservative, I'm gonna say September.
Okay,
August.
Yeah. I think September's a good aiming point. I like that play. I'm gonna go all the way to, because I think one more winter push just in case. I'm gonna say masks will be mandatory. I'm gonna go all the way to. I'm gonna go to March next year. I'm gonna go a year. I think so.
Really?
I think they're just gonna play it safe, because why? I don't think that there's a point to rush it.
I don't think it's rushing it, but if it's
I agree with you, but I still think they're going to play this extra soft side with Biden.
Yeah,
Democrat,
I think it's just
side.
state by state basis.
That's true.
So like, I think definitely we live in Las Vegas. I think by this summer. I mean, they're opening up I think they already did actually. They're opening up what's it called? The pool clubs and shit, you know? The pool parties. Yeah.
Well, they just opened up with a new Resort World too. I want to check out. Hilton has a property there too. I get a discount.
Yeah.
Looks beautiful.
That's right across from the Wynn, right?
They have been showing it on UFC.com. That's been like, they show like the Vegas Strip. They've been showing the Resort World, and it's a Hilton property there. So
I think, but Vegas will move forward quicker than other states. I'm sure California and New York, they might wear masks for fucking the rest of the time with those people.
Well, it's a good sign that EDC is still there. May 21st. That's a lot of people. I know it's outside, which is cool. But some inside things, even like the jiu-jitsu world. There's a jiu-jitsu tournament March 20th, which is indoors, fighting each other. You're close. I think you can only bring like one guest or something, but who cares? March 27th, there's another jiu-jitsu event. So it looks, hopefully Vegas.
You're right though. I don't like. How are they gonna do EDC and Coachella? Because those are like. I mean, you've been too. It's like you're on top. Everyone's on top of each other. You know.
I
can't see them social distancing unless they limit the capacity. Which I'm
sure there's a little less capacity. They don't sell as many tickets. And again, I think the outdoorsy stuff gives them a little bit more of an advantage, and they'll probably have some kind of markers on the ground, or who knows, but they need to make money though, so they're trying to make this money. And I think Coachella last year, California's more strict, but they pushed it all the way back to October. So I think Coachella will take it by month basis. It's just, that's so much money for them to lose out on.
Same with EDC.
And that's all. I just want to talk about some COVID stuff. We haven't talked about any COVID coronavirus thing. Do you have anything else on the coronavirus you want to talk about?
I mean, just hopefully the second strain doesn't come in. They're saying it's in New York and California.
There's a new strain? I told you about the strain that makes you go blind, but I thought there was like 4 strains.
I'm not sure what, I think there's multiple, but they're definitely talking about the second one. I'm not sure if it's, there's one of the vaccines that works towards both.
There's like Johnson & Johnson.
I think the Johnson.
There's Pfizer. Those are the 2 I know off the top of my head. I don't know the other one. I think there's one more.
Medina, something like that.
That might
but
be
the Johnson & Johnson one, I'm pretty sure works against both.
Johnson & Johnson.
And then that other one you have to take twice or something. So we'll see. I think this is all over by summer.
Yeah, and they're saying it's bad 100% no matter what it is. He said the virus, they don't want the thing I was listening to. They're like, stay away from which percentage of each one. Just it's 100% the vaccines are working. So
the only thing is the Dr. Fauci guy, he was like, even if you have the vaccine, you should be wearing 2 masks. You still shouldn't be eating in restaurants. Like
right, and that's why I think they do push the mask thing extra long.
Yeah. Just on you might be right.
To go on record, are you taking the vaccine?
No.
Me neither. Yeah. We're no vaccine takers over here. But hey, if you feel like you need to put something in your body to make you feel better, cool. Go for it.
They were talking early on that it was going to be mandatory to go to like concerts and fly and shit.
Ticketmaster. I'm happy you brought that up actually. So for this, I bought my tickets on SeatGeek. It goes through Ticketmaster, I think maybe because limited seats, but you have to download this app called Clear. And I had to scan my ID. I had to fill out some little form or something. And then 12 hours before the day of the game, I have to do a COVID survey. And then I got to scan my Clear app when I go through. So that's probably the transition that they'll use. Because they would lose too much money. We saw those Ticketmaster reports like 3 months ago for concerts. They'll lose way too much money on Ticketmaster or airplanes. Like I even said, we talked about this a couple months ago. I thought maybe one airplane will try to be cute. But as soon as those ticket numbers go down, they're not willing to take, what is it? They're saying 40% of people won't take the vaccine, or it might be the opposite. It could be 40% people are taking it.
No, you're probably right.
That right? 40% aren't, 60% are willing to.
Yeah.
So whatever, that 40% is a lot of money. So they're not willing to lose out on that 40%. So, but yeah, I'm happy you brought that up. You have to have this little Clear app, and that's probably good.
Well, that's cool. That's not that big of a deal. Cool. If it's a little survey, I don't mind that. But if it's like a mandatory test or like mandatory vaccine or something, that's pushing it. Yeah. It's kind of scary when it gets to that level.
And I think this is a good transition just because of the whole what's going on in the world right now. Let's go into the Russell Brand thing. I just feel like it's a world topic.
Yeah.
So Russell Brand, I was kind of giving the topic on it. So Russell Brand, shout out to Russell Brand first and foremost. But he has a podcast, and
Under the Skin.
The Skin is that what it's called. And he had this new episode come out called The Great Reset. I remember even said like the Madonna called this the Great Equalizer, and so and I do believe there is some kind of under the skin thing that we aren't aware of, of this whole year with the COVID. I think there's some things they're pushing behind the scenes. First off, let me just read this quote that he posted on the video real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So it says, large corporation, and by the way, this is on Grain, this is the website, and it says, I'm going to read it. The large corporations such as Microsoft Amazon, and IBM are racing to collect as much data as they can from all the nodes of the food system and becoming more and more integrated and connected through corporate partnerships, mergers, and takeovers, enabling corporate capture of the food system. Once captured, this can be processed with their powerful algorithms to provide farmers with real-time data, analysis on the condition of their soils and water, the growth of their crops, the situation without pests and diseases, and the looming weather and climatic changes they may face. This may be appealing for farms that can afford technologies, but is a different story for the 500 million small farm households in the world who produce most of the world's food who cannot afford the high-priced data gathering technologies. For the corporations investing in digital agriculture, the objective is to integrate millions of farmers into a vast, centrally controlled digital network. Once integrated, they will be heavily encouraged, if not obligated. So, long story short, these big companies like Amazon, Microsoft, and IBM, which are big tech companies, are
Facebook
literally
too, right?
and Facebook too, Mark Zuckerberg, are trying to get into data for soil. So, and again, on theory, it's cool. It would help farmers who can they're electronically know the soils, the weather, more than just your, following an almanac and following year trends. They're going to have electronics to keep them up to date. The problem is this: farming is immortal, or farmers has been forever. So in a lot of these, there's some really big farms, but what they're saying is there's 500 million little farmers, little families that make money off farming. But
is that specifically in India, or is that?
I think it's all over, because that'd be a lot. 500 million is a lot of people.
There's a lot of people in India.
No, it is. Yeah.
I think it's the highest population.
I just read the same. There's 7.8 billion people right now.
Yeah.
I remember the last thing I always remember is 6 billion. There's up to 7.8 billion.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah. And I'm gonna transition to something that's funny that actually we said that, but yeah, check how many people are in India.
Yeah.
But the report said 500 million farmers, but even that in India across the world won't be able to afford this technology. So it would kill a lot of these little farmers, which they've been doing for history.
And I'm pretty sure India's population, like 60% of the population is into farming, or so, like a giant amount,
And Russell Brand showed on this Indian lady who was really smart. I loved her. Yeah. She was good. She wrote this book. That would be a book I'd be interested. Yeah, pull her up. Yeah. And Russell Brand goes, so, and this is why mainstream media was just a joke at this point. He goes, so what you're saying is that Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates might be in cahoots. Kind of sound like a conspiracy theory. Yeah, clearly. It's billionaire tech people trying to make money together. Yeah, that sounds exactly right. But the mainstream media guy was trying to dismiss the Indian lady, that the 1% doesn't try to take advantage of the 99% to keep their own money. But I thought that was funny. Yeah, she wrote a good book. It said it was like the 99% versus the 1% versus the world or something.
All right, I'm Russell.
Oops,
thank you.
1 second. Talk over this while I'm pulling this up.
And I have and I want to say something too about, I have like this theory about it, of all this real quick, this whole year and this whole data thing, which I want to say to you.
Vandana Shiva.
Donna Shiva. What's the book called?
Shiva.
Can you see it?
I'm not sure. I can look it up.
So it's named Donna Shiva.
Vandana Shiva.
Vandana Shiva. This Indian lady. Very intellectual, very smart. Was very for the people. She wrote a book and went on one of these mainstream media sites. Mainstream media channels.
She has a bunch. Soil, not oil. Earth Democracy. There's a bunch.
Okay, so she's very pro-agriculture, back in agriculture, which is important. We shouldn't just have technology take over everything. But here's what I want to say to you, and this was one of the main things I thought was interesting. So we know this whole collecting people's data is the big thing now, right?
Right.
Through tech, Facebook, Amazon, through what you watch. So that's the big thing right now, collecting everyone's data, and then the big companies are using this data. So when you say something, the ads are popping up. We're getting to a point in the next 5 years where we'll all have our own specific ads.
We do already.
Which we already do.
Yeah.
But you remember we said that when people talked about that, 4 or 5 years ago, that was like this big, like crazy thing. Now we just kind of gloss over it like, who cares? It is what it is, which I think is funny. But now this made me think now they're looking for data of the farm. So they're trying to get data of everything. My thing is this. Tell me this. Do you think in the last year with COVID, and this is a separate question, were more people, because we're stuck inside using YouTube, Netflix, on Facebook, more putting their data out there in the last year?
Right.
I almost think, again, I didn't hear this anything. I do believe that maybe that was a part of this push too. They went this 12-month, 18-month, let's collect as much data as we can, force everyone inside to the point where, again, to the point where they're going to collect data for the farms in the meantime. I think we've already gave out all our data now. I don't know what more they could get through Facebook and Amazon, but I still try to put together what this underlying thing of this whole COVID thing was this past year. Again, it was just the flu, but it kept us inside for 12 to 18 months, and I do believe it was to collect as much data as possibly that they could.
So you think that was the main motivation? If we're going full conspiracy, because that's what we're saying right now. If like there was a bigger agenda behind COVID, it wasn't just a random outbreak, and there was something pushing it. So you're saying just to collect
as much data as they can. This would be the way, keep everyone inside. I wonder what the percentage was. How much Netflix was up? How much YouTube was up? How much Facebook was? But we both agreed that it was definitely up.
No, it was a lot. Months, yeah, I don't know if that would have been the main motivation.
Not the main.
I think a lot of it was political. Like, it's kind of crazy. No matter what side you're on, Trump, Republican, Democrat, it's crazy. Right when Trump gets out of office, all these people are saying, "Oh, now it's time to open up," and And like same with the relief bill. Like a lot of people in office were pushing the relief bill until Trump got out of office, just so it wouldn't look good on paper for Trump, Right. So I think a lot of it was politically motivated. And that's an issue when you're keeping people out of their jobs, closing down businesses for political reasons, just to push your agenda. And I think that was a large portion of it, I think even if it wasn't a huge conspiracy theory and it was playing to push COVID, I think they always take advantage of whatever happens, like 9/11, taking away our rights after that happens. They always use tragedy and take advantage of it to push their agenda, So even if they didn't implement it, they will always take advantage of tragedy,
In fear is the easiest way to control the masses.
Right. Well, and fear sells,
Yeah. And again, the thing with the politics thing, politics always happens though, for forever. Mm-hmm. The thing that was different this past 12 months is that they put us all inside and we couldn't move around. Right. But again, I think it's politics. I think it's collecting data. I think there's something with this vaccine, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think there's something weird with the vaccine, but what do I really know?
Time will tell.
So we thought that was interesting. I also want to say something too, and this is one of my little small things. So I called Buffalo Wild Wings on Tuesday. We've been on this hot spicy kick, and first off, they took out a lot of their wing flavors. Their hottest one now is like, I don't even know. They used to have Wild and Blazing. I was gonna get the Blazing. Yeah, but they don't have that anymore. It's two other ones that are the hottest. So I was gonna get like the second hottest one. So I call. I'm like, I called Tuesday. I'm gonna do the buy one get one, and she goes, "Oh yeah, we aren't doing buy one get one free because of the chicken wing shortage."
What?
The chicken wing shortage. I'm like, so can I get boneless wings, buy one get one free? So I went and did some research. There's a chicken wing shortage. So just a couple of numbers I wrote down. Just because this was right after Super Bowl weekend, but this is some of the stats. Super Bowl weekend alone, there was 1.4 billion chicken wings distributed, or 8, whatever. 1.4 billion. Now this is interesting. So restaurants were down 11% this year of people attending, obviously because of the pandemic. So 11% of people were less going to restaurants, but chicken wings were up 7%. So chicken wing intake was more and went up 7% when restaurants went down 11%. So there's literally a chicken wing shortage right now. You can't get you can't get chicken wings on the buy one get one free day. And actually, I think you can't get chicken wings right now in general at Buffalo Wild Wings. So
what?
I thought that was random.
Wait, you can't get wings in general?
Can't get wings in general. Yeah, what? Buffalo Wild Wings. I could not get my BOGO on Tuesday, and I was like, "Well, you guys."
That's crazy.
I was like, "Will you guys do the boneless wings instead?" And they wouldn't, bro. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
And also, it made me think of this too. It's like if there's 7.8 billion people, I mean, at some point we have to get to this point where there can't be. How many chickens can there be? Like, how many chickens can they keep making, and pigs and cows? Like, there can only be so many.
Well, I mean, kind of to put it back to our previous point about India and controlling the food. Like, if you control the food, you control the world.
Right.
You control the people.
Right.
So that's why it's scary. And, like, we don't really know the true motivations behind these big tech companies buying up all these resources, It's kind of...
Because it gets to the point where they're going to have to genetically modify everything we eat in the next 10 to 20 years.
Well, and they can control the prices, Like, it's the... basic supply and demand principles, so
I was like, I can't get my buy one get one free chicken wings. Y'all are playing with me. But I just thought that was a good thing on that went on there with the farming, the chicken wings being out, and so yeah, that's it with that. Let's do I said we're gonna do, I don't want to talk about his name right now. Let's go into music. Let's do you want to do Mysonne and Trae Truth album first, or you want to do where do you want to do For the Godson?
We could do Trae The Godson.
All right, let's do Trae The Godson.
Yeah.
So Trae The Godson dropped a new album called Ascension. Actually, first off, rest in peace to Fred the Godson. And this is a good reason to keep going this. He did die from coronavirus. He did have bad lung problems. So they did say if people who had, bad lung problems, it attacks your lungs. So it could really constrict your breathing. And he did have that. He was kind of overweight too. But shout out to Fred the Godson, R.I.P. the late Fred the Godson.
Yeah.
Now, he just dropped it was a 9-track album called The Ascension. You want to get my take on it? You want to what do you want to do?
Yeah, I mean, what was your initial thoughts?
So my initial thoughts is this: I love the album. So I first listened to like the first couple of songs, and then I went back and listened to it. First and foremost, he killed Aretha with the Aretha Franklin, the second song on there.
Right.
Then goes into Muhammad Ali, where he has Muhammad Ali's voice talking about I'm the greatest, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Then he goes to Presidents, which is over the Presidents Who Represent Me, Dead Presidents. Yeah. He does it over the Dead Presidents beat. Then On the Block, if you just look at the title, looks like it's gonna be some rough shit. He has some girls singing on it, and that was over I believe it's a Michael Jackson song. But I think it's over a Michael Jackson song, but they have some other girls singing the lyrics. Then he goes, I Shot Ya Part 2, which it sounds like, I think it's a Who Shot Ya beat, but it's like, it's toned down differently. Right. It's called I Shot Ya Part 2. And then I really like One of These Days at the end of it, but the second to last song. And One of These Days, I believe Beanie Siegel was on it. On Spotify, it doesn't have any features. I don't know if it does on Apple Music, but yeah.
I just switched to Spotify too.
So it doesn't have any features, but
you're right.
There was other people rapping on there. Yeah. He goes, "It's Beanie." So Beanie Siegel's on the last album. I haven't heard from Beanie in a while. I always love Beanie, but he came on the last verse on the second to last song, One of These Days. But yeah, I thought he killed this album. I thought it was an incredible album. My favorite song was Aretha, and that will be one of my top 2 songs.
Okay,
of the week.
Mine's Ali, and that's one of my top songs.
Do you have any take on it or just?
I mean, not really. He's just talking shit. He's talking, talking the hard shit. I like his flow and cadence, and I like how he organized the album, how he started slow, and then in the middle it goes hard, and then he slows it down towards the end.
Yeah, it was a good mix. Yeah. I like when they go with some hard shit, but then they can slow it back up with having the girls singing on the chorus or whatnot, and the slower beat. Like, that's a good album to me. It doesn't have to be always the, hard roughity rough the whole way. I like the good mix of it. So your song, we're doing our 2 songs a week every week. We're doing 2 album reviews. Both of our songs are on each one of the albums. So my top song of the week is Fred the Godson, Aretha. And yours is?
Fred the Godson, Ali. Yeah.
All right. And actually, I'm going to say one little Fred the Godson take. Fred the Godson, I know we ran away with 80 Empire Legacy, The Devil was the top song. That Fit-In song, which I played a little bit earlier when we were just weighing.
Oh, I love that song.
That song's become.
That's probably my second favorite.
That song is coming up there as maybe my favorite. I love that song.
Yeah, no, that's my second.
That's your
Those
second,
are my 2 go-to. I play Fit-In.
They killed that chorus on there. Oh, shit. They killed that chorus on there. Even like the Fred the Godson, I thought had an incredible verse, and even the second and the fourth verse were incredible too.
That's always been kind of our favorite songs, though. When the girl has the hard
of course, because that's what rap should be. It's a balance of energy.
It's a good mix. Yeah.
So all right, so that's Fred the Godson, Ascension. The second album we're gonna
real quick. Okay. What would you give it out of a 10?
It was solid. What did we give it? What is 80 Empire? Is that a 10?
It's up there.
That's a 10. Yeah,
I'm gonna say a 9.
But I don't know.
Just giving out 10s is kind of it's up there though.
10's hard. Then what would a 10 be? We can't get a 10 this day. I'll give 80. I'm gonna give 80 Empire a 9.5 then.
Okay, I'm gonna get
We can do 0.5s in there. So if that was a 9.5, I'll give this. If that's a 9.5, I'll give this like a 7.58. I'll give it an 8.
Yeah.
I'll give it 8.
I'm around that. I'm gonna say 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. Then if you're gonna do 7, I'm doing 7.5. Then I agree.
It's a solid.
I don't want to give him too much. I want to give him love because again, rest in peace, Fred the Godson.
Definitely rest in peace.
It was a good tag on passing away from coronavirus, but yeah. The next album we're gonna do is Trae The Truth and Mysonne. If You're Scared, Stay Inside is the album title. First off, that's a great album title. 1. 2, my biggest thing is, first off, Trae The Truth's last album was incredible. I had like 3 playthroughs through that, which I used to play all the time. You give me your thoughts on the album overall first, because I have a take on the album.
Super hard. I mean, to be expected from Mysonne and Trae The Truth, though. Only criticism. I mean, it wouldn't even be a criticism, but their flow and cadence is pretty similar on all the songs, you know. But all the instrumentals are pretty good.
Yeah,
the instrumentals.
And I have a take on that.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're going bar for bar, I mean, if you're just listening to the content, it's amazing.
Exactly.
And that's what these guys represent. It's not about doing tricky flows and switching up cadences with them, which I understand. Yeah. But yeah, they kill that shit. They're talking grown man shit the whole album. It's everything you would expect from a Mysonne Trae The Truth album, you know. Yep. And my other top song of the week is from that album.
Yeah. Too. Well, let me get into my take in and then we'll do our top songs on it. So the album that Trae The Truth was called Exhale in 2019. There was like 3 incredible songs on there that had a lot of replay value. We're in my release radar. I mean, we're in my top songs from 2019. I remember I used to always play through them back. So that was the Trae The Truth album called Exhale. Now, what he's saying, he's saying, because a lot of Mysonne and Trae The Truth, their verses come off the same, or like similar tones, all of it. But more importantly, these are real guys, and that's what's important. These are guys who are really helping people in the hoods, in the black community, really. People talk about it, they really do it, you know. And Mysonne even says that in there, you know, mixture between Fred Hampton and Martin Luther, you know. But his big thing is gangster but woke, super smart, but I can still be hard, you know what I'm saying? Like they put like some of these woke people are soft, and most importantly, you know. Again, what he's saying is the flow sound the same, but Mysonne talks about the true things that are important in humanity. You know, talks about building character and principles, and this is what's really important in life. So anything Mysonne does, I'm always gonna back. You know, and that's the big thing. Principles and character. These are things that this is human evolution. You know, people stand on principles. You build character day in and day out. There's a lot of hollow people in the world right now because they don't have character, because they're willing to sell out, because they're desperate. The opposite is having character, staying true to your people, staying true to your friends. In that builds up this thick vibration, and that's why when you walk in the room, you're felt. But we live in a world where most people are hollow because they don't follow principles, because they sell out, because they lack character. And all Mysonne says is, you know, it's the opposite of selling out. It's about standing on your morals, having integrity, never folding, always standing straight, never bending. And that's important. So anything Mysonne ever does, I will always back. And that's what he's saying. The verses sound the same, but he's always preaching what's important. So shout out to Mysonne. Shout out Trae The Truth. You do your favorite song on the album.
You know, it's kind of hard for me. I'm going with the first track, Prayer For Me. Just because Big Crit's on there, and I kind of forgot about Big Crit, you know? And he's definitely one of my favorite rappers.
He put his real name on the track list.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Big Crit, he killed that song. Yeah. And I can't wait for it. Yeah, he's due for something, right?
They made a video of that one.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Oh, damn.
Pastor Stephen A. Green. He put his name on there. Pastor Stephen A. Green. It says Trae The Truth, Mysonne, and Pastor Stephen A. Green.
Yeah, he just, with his flow and his cadence and his presence on songs is just, you know, that his little southern accent and his flow. And I love Big Crit. So once I heard him, I was surprised once I think he had the last verse on the song too, and he killed that shit. So Prayer For Me would be my favorite song.
And again, you know, it's kind of funny the way he said it. A lot of them are similar to me, so I don't even have one. I'm just gonna name a couple. The world So Cold is incredible.
Yeah.
Who Would Have Knew is incredible. I loved BLM. BLM was incredible. Till It's Over was beautiful. The last song, Difference. So more importantly, just his album. It's what they're talking about. And but yeah, that was an incredible album.
What do you give it out of 10?
I'll do the 7.5 thing too. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I'll do the 7.5.
Why?
Maybe 8. I'll give it 8 because you know.
Just because the songs do sound.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a song like "The Devil Is a Thing" that gets me up going. You know, so
yeah.
I got to find balance somewhere. So I still, you know, if I give Further Godson 7, I'll give it 8 just because it's important, you know, and you know, that's my stuff that we're talking about the principles and character. So I'll give it an 8. But again, I don't know if there's a song I'll go back to it like gets me going. So I got to find balance. So I can't give it a more than that. So I'll go 8. If Further Godson was 7.5, I'll give that an 8. Yeah.
It's kind of tough. If we're just talking about content, it's like a 9, but like with everything together as a full package, it's a 7 for me.
So you're 8? 7 total?
Okay. 7. Yeah.
So you give them both a 7 today.
Both a 7.
That's cool. That's fine. Yeah. That was good.
Which is really good for me. Yeah. Like, it's really hard for me to find music that I enjoy,
And these are both independent albums, which we always back because the chords always come out pure. They're not controlled by a major label. And something I did want to say about the Mysonne and Trae The Truth, it came out on World Star's music label. World Star has a music label.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. So World Star's getting into music. Cash App's getting into music, too. I wonder if it's 2021 World Star Distribution, it's called. But Cash App's making a music label too. I'm wondering if Joe's waiting for his label because that's our main sponsor. If he's gonna drop an album on Cash App label, I think so.
Do you think he'll drop? That would be. I mean,
oh, bro,
that would be the hardest.
We'll be so anticipated, but let's not get into that. That's not real talk. So the funny thing was last night, I even told Alex, let's open up with Tekashi 6ix9ine. The more I thought about it, I was like, that'd be so disrespectful. I couldn't talk about Tekashi 6ix9ine before I talked about real character men like Mysonne and Trae The Truth. So let's do the Tekashi 6ix9ine talk real quick. Pull up the Instagram photo of him at 204 pounds. It's 204 pounds. He shows he's 204. My big take on it is, should I wait till you pull it up? Or
no, just give your take.
Okay, so it almost came off like you were trying to be a motivational guy. Like, look, I was 204 once, and I was going through a lot and eating, and now I've lost the weight. Like, bro, you can't be a motivational speaker now. You're a sellout who ratted. Like, no one wants to hear your motivational speaker thing. I really think – yeah, here we go. I really think he thinks he's going to, like, motivate some people now. I mean, I don't know if there's kids who follow him and look for him for that kind of motivation thing. No, right? Like, so to you and if you read this, it looks like – do you want to read it?
Not really.
The real reason I left the music industry for 6 months because in September I was the biggest ever I got, a.k.a. your album folded. So whatever, you lost for 6 months, and maybe because you were super fat and didn't look good.
I mean, and everyone in the industries
was hating on you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's not easy to deal with.
We'll break this out.
I would eat a couple more Oreos in that time period than normal.
Yeah. So I weighed 205 pounds. I was kind of going through a lot in life and was just constantly eating and eating. Yeah, you sold out to all your friends. That's what happens. You don't have any friends anymore. So that doesn't work. So you're going to be depressed. The opposite of character and principles. Mm-hmm. I told myself to just put the music to the side, the music that's trash, and focus on myself. And here I am today, 60 pounds lighter at 140. In cap letters, all this to say, bro, you were taking caffeine pills and diet pills and cheating. You didn't even lose weight through the gym and effort. In life, everyone needs a break in the chaos of everything that is going on in your life. Tell yourself, I control what happens in my life. Do not let anyone tell you that things you want is not possible. That's false. You want it, go get it. Own that shit. I am and forever will be the king of New York. Check the fucking stats. That was trying to be motivational. You're fat and a sellout. You can't motivate nobody.
Damn. Do you think he's gonna ever try to do like a switch of character, like change his marketing brand and scheme?
When he went away for these 6 months, I thought maybe that was it.
Yeah.
I thought maybe he was gonna come back and maybe not talk shit. And that's a perfect transition. I mean, now he's coming back. I mean, literally, he came back. He started talking shit about King Von, who just got killed, and had some Chicago goon rappers coming on. They're like, bro, you're going to die. You're going to die. Like, literally kept telling that over and over. So he went right back to making fun of the dead, really instigating the hood, the streets, like... I was hoping you'd come back and, and again, his baby mama, the Sarah Molina girl, has been coming out and, like, he's putting her and her daughter at risk because if they can't get to him, they'll get to people close to him, And the other video that came out, goons get on his live, tell me he's going to die. Then the other one, he's in Miami, he has to leave a restaurant, he gets surrounded. It doesn't really show all the people, but the title said he was surrounded by goons in Miami. And then... on top of that, and then he's flaunting his $1 million chain. My question, do you think it's really $1 million or is it fake? It's $1 million.
No, it's $1 million.
Yeah, but he has to return it?
Yeah, is it on this? Let me see if it's on here.
They're on the YouTube things.
Let's see.
Look how skinny he is. Like, that's not even healthy, bro. You got super skinny through caffeine pills.
There's the chain right there.
Yeah, that's the chain. That's the $1 million chain. Untouched.
Spending $1 million on a chain is just...
Stop letting the internet lie to you. You're not. You're surrounded by 12 dudes. Yeah, FBI got their cameras right behind them. You're not really outside it if you're surrounded by a security team. But whatever. I don't even care about that.
Yeah.
But don't try to act like you lost all this weight and you're this motivational guy when it looks like you just took caffeine pills. You're not even have any muscle tone.
Well, then what happened? He got put into the hospital.
Yeah, he overdosed on like caffeine pills or diet pills, one of the two, and had like some kind of stroke or passed out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people thought he was gone for 6 months. I haven't seen any of these. These are funny. You're not really outside, bro. And we didn't even talk about last week when he dropped the new video. Was it called Zaza?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a
I saw it was 90 out of 100 on the Billboard.
Is it? It's climbing up. I wonder how many views it has now. The only thing I thought was interesting was they put the Meek Mill video in the video.
Yeah.
To the point where I wonder if Meek Mill was in on it or if they just it was just what's the word?
It's just marketing. Yeah,
marketing.
It's marketing.
But I mean, it's coincidence that happened the week before, and then he was just able to put the clip in.
No, he did that for a reason. I'm sure it was all planned out.
It was planned out. He put it in his music video.
Yeah, that's how his brand operates.
Yeah.
Up for controversy, you know? That's why, that's what 50 Cent did, you know? That's why 50 Cent was kind of backing him before all the ratting shit happened, you know?
Well, he wants to be part of the King of New York thing, too. 50 loves that.
Yeah. Well, and the same marketing. 50 Cent used to talk shit to everybody, always causing controversy. True. That's how he marketed and branded himself, you know? Yeah. And now 6ix9ine's doing the same. He just didn't stay to the same
code.
Yeah.
And also, so there was a new Showtime series that came out. There was a Tekashi 6ix9ine documentary on Hulu that came out last year. I watched that. It was cool. I like seeing his little come up. But there's a new one that just came out on Showtime, a 3-part series called Supervillain. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and it's cool. I like kind of seeing his come up and his grind. And what's it say? Meek Mill, we control the culture, laugh out loud. I'm going to set an example. Meek's still talking about his coat. He's mad that Vanessa Bryant said something to him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. But all right, that's our little 6ix9ine take. I just wanted to talk about him being him thinking about his video being removed from YouTube at Meek Mill's request for bullying. Did they take his video off? Of him talking shit to Meek Mill? I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I haven't been on Instagram, so he's popping up these little videos. I'm back on the Billboard, even though being blackballed. No industry report, no radio play. Meek Mill got my video taken down.
Meek Mill's request
for bullying.
I hope that's not true.
Wow. We were just talking about Meek Mill's video being in there, and it looks like they took down his video. Maybe they had to cut the part out with Meek Mill in it. 1, probably wants to get paid, but 2, I don't think. Well, it says because Meek Mill. It's because of bullying.
That is corny.
That's hilarious.
That's
Oh. That's all we got on Tekashi 6ix9ine. Yeah. The only other music things that I want to say is...
No, well, since we're talking about... he ratted. Let's talk about the guy that didn't rat, who just got released after doing his time. Yep. Let's go into Bobby Shmurda. Yeah.
Shout out to Bobby Shmurda. I'm pretty sure he did 6 years, stood tall, didn't rat. That's what it's all about. You come out with more character, higher vibration. More people are going to respect you when you come out. You're going to have friends when you get out. Not going to have to be surrounded by 12 people locked up in your bedroom where no one knows you're at. So that's cool. They showed some videos, Quavo picking him up in a private jet.
Right.
He had like a Shmurda
kits or something.
Yeah, like a briefcase, probably with cash in it or some shit.
Right.
Probably, who knows?
3 girls on there.
3 girls on there. That was funny.
People are showing him a lot of love. He went from like 500,000 followers on Instagram to like 3 million.
And that's what it's about. That's what it should be. They should be. Those kind of people should be getting more support than a guy like Tekashi. So that's all. We just want to say shout out to Bobby Shmurda being back. Yeah. Was there any other music stuff before we move on?
I think that's it.
That's it. We're gonna do the video reaction at the end, but we'll save that for the end.
Yeah, we'll save that.
The music. So. Only other thing I want to just briefly touch on, let's do just real quick about that, the USA gymnast coach. He ends up, so real quick, the ex-USA gymnast Olympic coach, his name was John Getter, got charged with 24 felonies on, this would have been, I think, this past Friday. And he's charged with 24 felonies. The felonies, I wrote some of them down here, were human trafficking, first degree and second degree sexual assault, and literally 3 hours later he's found dead in a truck stop, just dead there. So obviously, that's going to be a rough prison sentence. So he just took his life 3 hours later. I don't have a big take on it other than just the whole child pedophilia in general, and this is why I want to bring it up. We talked about this briefly last week. The Woody Allen versus Mia Farrow second episode dropped last night. I watched that shit, bro. And so not only was Woody Allen having an affair with his 17-year-old daughter, who was adopted, this Asian girl, while she was in high school, carried that all for like 4 years, did like a Playboy shoot with her, had naked photos of her. That's how the Mia Farrow girl found out. She found these photos and then found out that she was going over there when she was in high school or whatnot. But then not only that, they had like 8 kids, but he was really close to this 6-year-old girl. There's videos of the 6-year-old telling about him touching her private parts, brought her up to her attic, had her on her stomach, and said, and she was like shaking her butt, like, and she was saying, her dad was saying, I had to do this so we can go to Paris, like basically taking advantage of a 6-year-old while she's on her stomach from behind, touching her privates, bro. And the one babysitter at that point,
that's fucking disgusting,
didn't say anything when she saw, but saw the little girl sitting on the couch with the dude's head in between her crotch, bro. Yeah, bro, a 6-year-old. Bro, that shit's crazy. But that's the big hidden secret in this world, of these real child pedophiles, from religion to Hollywood to government. The biggest thing, the biggest powerful places that people have the weirdest people doing weird child pedophilia shit. Obviously, no one wants to talk because the most powerful people are fucking weird. Religion,
and that's sickening, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that on any
Nothing.
publication.
Exactly.
You know, you only see it on Facebook, Instagram, people talking about it. You don't hear it in the mainstream
media. And now more in the
media.
last couple of years, but like religion, politics, Hollywood, the 3 most powerful things have these weird fucking creeps doing weird shit to children. And also that's the big thing with even family curses, and when it's all said and done, a lot of people, their biggest trauma are child abuse stuff, or being molested by if you're a guy, by guys or girl. It could be the same sex or opposite sex, and there's probably people close to you. I know people close in my life who that was a big thing in their life. They were molested as a child. Multiple people very close to me. So that's some crazy shit. So fuck child pedophilia. Fuck you weirdos. Fuck Woody Allen.
Where is Woody Allen?
I don't know.
Is he dead?
Well, there's 2 episodes left. They keep showing this part in there. It's a 2020 like podcast or interview clip, and he's talking. So yeah. So I don't know what the podcast is. I'm gonna
look that up right now.
All right. And again, there's 2 episodes left, so I still want to watch them. But it's a great documentary. Again, I'm gonna keep backing HBO Max. HBO kills these 4-part series. But episode 2 is dropping every Sunday night. Episode 2 dropped last night, and yeah. And he says he didn't do anything with the 6-year-old, but the 6-year-old on video talking about it, like, bro, you're a weirdo. Again, he admits to.
Oh wait, he's not in prison or anything?
I don't know.
Wow.
Power does things, right?
That's
I think their big
disgusting.
thing was maybe there wasn't evidence or something. I don't know. Power.
Karma's a bitch.
Karma's a bitch though, so you gotta live with that.
Yeah.
That's all I want to say on that. I just want to bust you child pedophilia guys. The gymnast coach killed himself on Friday. And again, you don't want to see anyone go out like that. You could have just done his time, but hey, I thought that was crazy. Literally 24 felonies came out that morning. 3 hours later, he's dead, committed suicide. And then on top of that, this Allen versus Farrow.
There's been a couple incidents in Olympics, right?
Yeah,
and specifically gymnastics.
Yeah,
right?
It was with the other guy too.
Old doctor guy that got caught.
I can't think of his name. It was in this same group. Yeah, weirdos, bro. That's what I'm saying. These deep entrenched organizations. I mean, to the point of religion and politics and doing weird shit with kids. You know, that was the big. The guy you said you didn't want to see is.
Jeffrey Epstein.
That kid. And that was more like having probably girls who were like 15, 16, but still under 18 is under 18, you know, doing things
no
that
matter what,
8-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 10-year-olds is super weird. But I mean, again, under 18 is under 18. You're not allowed to do that. So, but yeah, that's some weird shit. People need to get fucking in trouble. So that's all. I just want to bring up that fuck child pedophilia one more time. Let's go into a little sports talk. First off, shout out to Tiger Woods.
Yeah. Prayers out to Tiger Woods.
Prayers up to Tiger Woods' recovery. This happened now last Monday, I believe, so it's almost been a full week. So we've seen a lot of reports then. Since he went in a car crash, legs are broken, had to have immediate surgery. At one point, people thought he might have been dead, but then they just said it was just some kind of leg injuries. Then people were wondering, because that Tiger documentary that came on HBO, another great 2-part documentary, showed that he had a lot of drinking and pills problems, and some of those crashes early where he got in trouble, he was like pilled out and drunk. So, but people said on this autopsy there was no alcohol in his system.
Yeah, did you see there's a bunch of players wearing the red get up on Sunday?
That was yesterday, Sunday.
Amazing.
They all wore red shirts to honor Tiger Woods at this golf tournament yesterday, which I thought that was really commemorable, and really that was really dope. And Tiger Woods is big for golf. I mean, he brought the sport to a whole nother level, to the point where now these guys probably make more money because of how big Tiger Woods made it at one point. So, but yeah, shout out to Tiger Woods. Let's do, while we're in sports, we were going to do a little Zion Williamson thing. One, we're back in Zion Williamson. My brother dropped $1,000 on his rookie card PSA 10. So we're all in on Zion. He's actually on his fantasy team too. So shout out to Zion Williamson. I got 8 rookies too. I didn't drop a PSA 10 on it. I got a 9.5, a 9 BGS, and I got like 6 other just ones that aren't graded. So I'm in on Zion as well.
It has climbed a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we talked in our previous podcast. It dropped down to like 600, 550, and I saw it at like 700.
700, yeah. After the All-Star, I was following. I want to buy one. It was going for like 550 to 650, and then I think after the All-Star bid, he's up. And now also his points are going up. The last time we talked about it, he was averaging 23 a game. He's up to 26 points a game, 25.5.
Yeah, I saw he dropped 32 after getting put into the All-Star game.
It only showed the recent last 10 games, but I think it's even farther than that. But he scored 23 or more in over 10 games in a row. And I think it's longer than that. But his points per game is up to 26 points a game, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. His points are up from last year. His rebounds are up from last year. His assists are up for last year. So that's a good progression in the right direction. And he made the All-Star game. So that's good. The only thing is his team's still 14 and 19. Do you have that ESPN up there anymore?
Yeah, I can pull it up.
ESPN NBA standings. I'm just going to do a little basketball talk. But yeah, he made the All-Star game. So shout out to Zion. So last week he did an interview after the All-Star game, and people thought maybe because of the way the All-Star was set up, they're doing like the skills contest before, 3-point contest before the game, slam dunk at halftime, that maybe just to minimize how many people were there, that they were going to do the All-Stars, just do the slam dunk. Now the thing that was weird was that's been the opposite. They have all these new young guys who have been doing the slam dunk competition, but they thought maybe have some of the young guys who were there do it. So Zion was in talk of the slam dunk competition. So I thought we were going to go in there and talk about, hey, is Zion going to be in the All-Star game? Right. But that changed quick. So last night they announced the slam dunk competition is between Anthony Simons, Cassius Stanley, and Obi Toppin. I know basketball more than anyone. I honestly do not have a clue who Cassius Stanley is. I swear to God on my son, I do not have a clue who Cassius Stanley is.
What team does he play on?
Pull it up. I'm not sure. I think I saw he said, I don't know, pull it up. Cassius Stanley, the Kings, the Mavericks maybe? And while he's pulling it up, and on top of that, Anthony Simons is a 6'1" point guard. I have never seen him dunk in my entire life. He shoots threes. He's a setup assist point guard. So they have Anthony Simons, who I've never seen dunk before.
Is that the Pacers?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who Cassius Stanley is. I honestly do not have a clue. You could tell me he's a rookie. Cassius Stanley. What year? He's a rookie? 21. You can't even tell me what college he went to. Jesus. He's like barely in Basketball Reference. Oh, went to Duke. Cassius Stanley. Okay. Nice. So he went to Duke. Hasn't played anything in the NBA. He doesn't get any playing time. 0 minutes. He's averaging 2 minutes a game, but we'll put him in the slam dunk competition. Anyway, I just think that's stupid. I mean, you could have got somebody. I'm not telling you want to hurt your stars, but at least somebody better than Cassius Stanley, who's 6'5".
Yeah, why did they do it like that?
Who no one knows. But
what's the reasoning for it? Do you know?
I mean, the reason they stopped doing
How
stars.
did they choose that? Yeah.
The reason they stopped doing stars 5, 6 years, they didn't want to get people to get hurt. A lot of jumping, a lot of practicing. They didn't want to hurt their stars. Fine. Then they started doing at least younger guys, like even last guy who won it last year, Derek Jones, who was on the Heat, who now he starts on the Blazers. So I don't think he's a really good player, and I don't know what the Blazers thought by paying him to start him, but at least they were kind of newer. I mean, Anthony Simons, I have never seen dunk. That picture that ESPN.com has on him is probably the only time he dunked. He's never dunked. I swear. I've watched him. And then the last one, Obi Toppin, who's a rookie from Dayton, but he's not like a high flyer. He's like a 6'7", like basic dunker. I don't see Obi Toppin doing I don't see him doing much craziness. So I honestly think this is a lackluster, just put together something quick because we can't have our stars do it, slam dunk competition. So, but that being the case, who do you think is going to win?
I mean, I have no clue.
You gotta pick
I don't know any of the 3 guys that you just mentioned.
No. Anthony Simons.
Okay.
Cassius Stanley. Yeah. Or Obi Toppin. Who you picking?
Just because you're talking shit, Cassius Stanley.
All right, there you go. Good job. Yeah. I'll go with the winner. I'll go Obi Toppin, who plays for the New York Knicks. Why not? And then pull up those NBA standings real quick while we're on NBA. What are we at time frame, by the way?
We're doing well.
Where are we at?
450.
All right, cool. Okay, so just some little things that have caught my eye. I was looking at the standings. So let's go look at this one, Alec. The Miami Heat, 17-17. Go to the streak, 6 in a row, all the way to the right. They've won 6 in a row. Go up to the Heat. You can see streak all the way to the right, all the way right column. 6 in a row. They were 11-17 2 weeks ago, bro. So I did that, caught my eye. People were thinking like, was the Heat hangover? The thing with the Heat, Jimmy Butler was banged up all year. They just came off that finals run. They were saying the teams that would be most affected by this quick NBA start would be the teams that went deep. They went the deepest. They went 6 games with the Lakers. People were just questioning whether if they're going to hangover. They're showing, though, if they put their foot down, they can still make a run. I think maybe people were sleeping on them. They're all the way up to a 5 seed right now, only 1 game behind New York Knicks. They'll pass New York Knicks, and they're only 4 games behind Milwaukee. Wow. So I think that's interesting. So they showed some championship pedigree last year. So that was one thing that caught my eye. The only thing on the East, I want to say one more thing. So they're doing that play-in game again. So 7 through 10 make it. And then they play a 1-game elimination, the 7 versus 10, 8 versus 9. But look at this. From 7, you could even go at Heat at 17-17, all the way down to Cleveland Cavaliers at 13-21, the second to last team. They only have to get up to the 10 seed. They're only 2 games behind Chicago at 10 seed. So that's still wide open for those final 4 teams. So I think that's interesting. That's cool. Wizards, by the way, look at Wizards, 13-19. People are talking shit about them with Russell Westbrook. Look at their last 10. They're 7-3 in their last 10. Oh, wow. So they started to put some wins together. Westbrook. Beal's the biggest talked about player. He's averaging 33 a game, starting on the Eastern Conference All-Stars, and he's the big guy, if traded, makes the team really incredible. But they're 7-3.
Wow, the Knicks are 18-17?
Yeah, they're up to the 4 seed, bro. Shout out to Julius Randle, which we both had Julius Randle in the All-Star game because he's playing like an All-Star. They're just playing harder. Yeah. They got Tom Thibodeau as their head coach this year. First year, he was the coach with the Bulls, with like Derrick Rose and Joakim Noah, those real scrappy, gritty teams. Right. So he brought effort, he brought character, and they're just trying harder.
They've been bad my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the big Knicks thing. People always want to see the Knicks good. Wow. But again, that's just effort and discipline. Yeah. And some certain coaches can just bring that to a young team. And they got young guys like R.J. Barrett. And so anyway, that's it with the East. Scroll down to the West for me real quick. So the West, the best team in the NBA right now, look at the Jazz, 27-7. Again, I still like the Lakers and Clippers. Suns are up to 22-11. They're 8-2 in their last 10, the Suns. But they're up to 22-11. Look at the Spurs in there, 17-12 at the 5th seed. People always want to count them out. They say winning games. DeMar DeRozan been balling. Blazers are doing well, 18-14, and they haven't even had C.J. McCollum, their second best player. Nuggets are right there. Still 5 through 7 through 8 are all right there. Warriors with Stephen Curry are just staying there by the 8 seed.
Mavericks are 16-16. Huh?
They got better. They came up. Look at their last 10. See, they're 7-3. Right. They were shittier 3 weeks ago. And then Grizzlies.
Rockets. What are you doing?
No. What on the Timberwolves? 7-28. Carl Anthony Towns, bro. Just put up stats for me the rest of the year, please. That's all we're asking. You were out for the first 4 weeks. Just put up some stats for me for fantasy. But this thing, too, I want to see it that 7 through 10. So it's right now Nuggets, Warriors, Mavs, Grizzlies, Pelicans and Thunder are right there. I think Thunder will fall out. I think Kings will fall out. It's about the Pelicans. And we want the Pelicans. That's where we're going to make some more money with Zion. He needs to get into the playoffs, and he needs the ball there. So to end this on Zion, let's go Pelicans. Pelicans are only, they're 4 back in the loss column, though. They played more games. That's the weird thing this year. Memphis was out for like 2 weeks. But yeah, that was my only other takes. That I just want to throw some couple things in there. And then the Rockets, he said the Rockets, they've lost 11 in a row. So shout out to the Rockets was in 11 in a row. Shout out to the Timberwolves 7-28. But most importantly, shout out to Miami Heat winning 6 games in a row. I bought that PSA Tyler Hero, so I want them to ball.
Yeah.
PSA 10 Tyler Hero.
Do you like those jerseys? You know what I'm talking about?
For the Heat?
The pink, blue.
I like those.
People are talking shit about it. I want one.
Yeah, I want one.
I was just at the mall with my girl a couple days ago. I was thinking about getting one. Jimmy Butler. Yeah.
I like those jerseys.
It was only in kids, though. Really? I would have copped one.
Yeah, I like those jerseys. Miami Vice. Some older people are kind of stuck in their ways. They only want to see the old school jerseys, but. All right, that's our little NBA talk. The only thing else on sports, we just now, before we recorded, J.J. Watt signed with the Arizona Cardinals. Right after a year after the ex-star at Houston Texans, DeAndre Hopkins, went over to the Arizona Cardinals, so I'm sure they had some conversations. But J.J. Watt wanted to go to contender, but he also wanted the money, so they paid him 2 years, $15 million a year. I think they got 2 year, $30 million, if I'm not mistaken. It just happened today, so I could be wrong. But I'm sure, I think I heard he said he got $15 million a year. So J.J. Watt will be on the Cardinals alongside Chandler Jones, John Jones' younger brother, who's arguably the best defensive end in the league, top 5. So we'll see what they do. I just want to throw that in because that happened today. That's all I got on sports. Last little thing here before we get into the video reaction. Let's just talk about the Call of Duty Season 2 real quick. Cool?
Sure, yeah.
So Call of Duty Season 2. I have a 6-year-old son who plays Fortnite hella. I still play Call of Duty hella. I get a couple games in a day. fucks with me. OG on the Sticks 7. Add me. OG on the Sticks 7. All together, just like it sounds. But yeah, so season 2 dropped on the 25th, like 4 days ago. The main thing, I don't play much of like the Cold War, Team Deathmatch, and Search and Destroy stuff anymore. I just play the Warzone. So I like the Warzone stuff that comes out. They added a new part to the map called Shipwreck right outside a prison. And what's kind of interesting about it is if you go there, you can unlock zombies. So like 40 zombies come out on the bottom floor.
What?
Yeah, you can unlock zombies during the Warzone game.
Damn.
So it's kind of funny. I went there once. I actually killed 2 dudes, and then the zombies came out. We dipped, but so yeah, that. And then they also have these missile silos. So there's this part I used to call the Jesus Cross. It's right between military base and where that cop station is, up on that hill, right up in the top. There's this big, but whatever. And we used to always call it Jesus Cross up by that bus we used to get in, that bus up in the middle.
I haven't played it. Okay,
but yeah, so they made these missile silos with a big hole in the ground, and they made these cranes a couple updates ago. But so you can jump down, and then they have the cranes to get you up. And there's kind of a couple underground little layers. I've only went to the one missile silo. Kind of like that area, but
how many wins have you gotten season 2?
Total, I mean, I'm up to total wins like 62 or 63 total. But
do you have any in season 2 yet or no?
Yeah, we got a duo wins. We got a duo wins yesterday. I got another duo wins 2 days ago. So yeah, I put together some wins here and there. You know what I'm saying? But and then also the funny thing was they had this Call of Duty update on the 25th, and Henderson was trying to get on Fortnite. I thought the Call of Duty servers down. The whole Xbox servers went down. I don't know if Call of Duty has that much power that their whole servers messed up the whole Xbox servers, but the entire Xbox servers were down.
Everyone
for 5
is just trying
hours.
to hop on.
Yeah. So, but it was like longer than normal. Luckily, I got off at 6, and right when I got off, there was reports like 6:15. Chad Johnson actually tweeted, "Oh, going back home. Xbox are back up." But Chad Johnson's been in the news lately too. But anyway, shout out to Chad Ochocinco. And that's all I got.
Yeah.
You want to go to the video reaction?
Well, real quick, with the Call of Duty thing, do you think like search and destroy, domination, like that old style of Call of Duty, do you think that's dead now because of this? Or?
Well, luckily having kids, I see where their heads are.
Yeah.
Not my 6-year-old, my son, his cousin Elijah. He doesn't like Warzone. He just likes playing Team Deathmatch and Search and Destroy. You know,
really?
So I think for some people, there's an avenue. Yeah.
Warzone is the only thing I see on social media
because
now.
I think it's for older people. Like kids don't want to keep dying and then not play.
Yeah.
You know, so like even like Hendrix, he likes plunder a lot. Why? Because you revive. You come back alive every time.
Yeah.
So kids they don't have the attention span. If they die, they can just keep playing and keep playing. So I see him playing Team Deathmatch a lot, Search and Destroy.
I don't see like the pro leagues getting as many views as they used to though. You know, I feel like more of the interest is now on just Warzone. At least when it comes to watching content.
Well, now because guys are these big YouTubers making money too, so they're probably just making YouTube content with Warzone and whatnot.
Right.
So Alec used to be a stud at Call of Duty. He was the best one of all of us, but he doesn't play as much. He doesn't play anymore at all. He needs to get a PS5 or Xbox. I won't speak for him, but yeah, he's the best of all of us. But I play. My cousin Jaden, I play with one of my best friends, Nick Hornback.
We used to play I've been playing Game Battle since 13.
Ever. Oh,
14.
We've been playing video games for 20. I mean, I remember getting.
But Call of Duty hardcore. Yeah. Since
my first NFL moment, my first Super Bowl moment, and first video game moment are in the same day. 96 Patriots versus Packers Super Bowl. I watched that Super Bowl. That's a lot. The first Super Bowl I can remember, so I was like 6 or 7, and also having that was the PlayStation with the Tecmo Super Bowl, I believe. And maybe I'm drawing the system wrong, but I think it was the PlayStation 1. I had Tecmo Super Bowl, and so that was lit.
What is crazy, you still can't get the PlayStations. You know what I mean? Unless you're racing with people
My boy just
online.
got one. My boy just got one who I played
for
with.
700 or
Nick's
for the 550?
He got the 500, but it came with an extra controller, Spider-Man game. It was a bundle for like 750.
Yeah. I mean, I would have been on it if I could have gotten it right when it dropped.
Was the same
like
thing.
Once the hype is dead with Call of Duty, I like to get it right when the game's released and play it, like get a little 24-hour session in. You know? Once I lose that hype, I can't play anymore. You know.
Yeah, but he said they did another drop recently. You still had to do the same thing, kind of quickly do it, but obviously it's probably a lot easier.
I mean, Logan's been reselling them still. Yeah, he's been buying them for the 550, 500.
I want to get one. You start looking though. I want to get a PS5
for 750. You know.
I want to get a new PS5. So.
Yeah. I'm thinking about setting it up in here and getting a little LAN
We might start doing some video game recording.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. I'll pull up the Madden sticks and smash some dudes if we got it.
Give me a week. I'll be top level again.
Or just record some Warzone stuff. All that stuff's getting views. So we're ever evolving, always elevating.
Just pushing content.
You know what I'm saying. Been pushing content before we were recording content. What's up? All right, no, but for real though, let's do the Tom McDonald thing.
You ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so new release, Tom McDonald. It's called The Clown World. It was released the 26th. What is today? Was that Friday?
The Friday, yep.
Yeah, it was released Friday. And here we go. You want to get your headphones on?
Yeah.
Do you have like a quick little hot take on Tom McDonald? Before we get into it?
Yeah, so Tom McDonald's cool. You know, he talks about real stuff.
Yeah.
Which I appreciate. You know, after I listen to him a lot, it gets repetitive to me a little bit because maybe that thing of he doesn't bring in like the girl samples, you know, he just kind of has the same beat, so that gets a little old to me. But I appreciate that he talks about real content.
Yeah, if you're talking about content, it's amazing. Yeah,
and I don't know his backstory as a character as a man either. I wish I would know a little bit more. What, he had a drug problem at one point.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's all I really know. So I don't know much about him, but some of his stuff starts to sound repetitive. But he talks about real shit. He talks about cloning, which I have a big background.
No, he drops all real shit.
Yeah, real shit. Yeah. Cloning Eminem. I don't know about, they're talking about the new, if Kodak Black was cloned. They talked about Gucci Mane, but Eminem was definitely cloned.
All right, let's see. It's hard not watching these.
That's what was the 5'9".
Watch it right when it drops, so we waited till we were recording to watch this for first time reaction. So you ready?
You worry about leaving a better planet for our kids. How about leaving better kids for our planet? Entire generation offended at everything, getting mad that a human thinks all lives matter. We don't need black or white or left or right. What we need is common sense. We need balance. We're all in the same boat. Why you trying to make holes? If they sink, we sink. This is madness. I'm offended that you're offended by me taking offense. Can't build a wall. Why does your house have a fence? I believe in two genders. I'm not mad at the rest. I'm just confused when a dude has a beard and some breasts.
He just called that gender. I agree. That's what I'm saying. He says all things I agree with. Yeah, it's male or female.
Just speaking truth.
It's weird if dudes have breasts.
Yeah.
Won't always agree. Nope, I don't hate all police. Nope, I don't think that the system's racist. I just think the system hates people. I think fighting violence with more violence is what they want. Viruses and riots, people dying, we won't stay home. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is setting up a civil war.
Right.
Just talking about how publications and public media pushes separation, and maybe like we're getting to the point hopefully to where it's harder to separate us by race, so now they use red versus blue, you know, political sides, and how they push that narrative, so like we're always fighting each other instead of looking at the big narrative.
And the point is to come together, to be one, and be unity. That's what Toby Ngwe was saying in that new that video. I almost made that myself, but I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Toby Ngwe?
I don't know.
Toby Ngwe. He's a savage. Pull up that video. That video was amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we all have to work together and be one. But we can all do it in our own life, so.
Speaking truth.
Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud. Painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie. I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. When I was a child, the only races that we hated were the ones that we ran and didn't win. Then we stopped playing with each other, started hating on each other, started noticing the color of our skin. Christians and atheists, immigrants, patriots. We love the country, but we are not saving it. Wages don't raise to the rate of inflation, and half of the country hates all of the nation. It's funny that we think the world owes us something. All the phones got smart, but the people so dumb. We care more about the likes on a selfie than our moms, and the only time we ever speak the truth when we're drunk. We won't always agree. No, I don't hate all police. No, your thoughts and opinions ain't facts, and they are not defining my reality. No, I think picking sides divides. It's probably what has got us here. United States is great regardless. That's what we forgot in here. Black lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is shutting up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud. Painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie. I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes. They tell you be yourself and then they judge you on the internet till everybody hates you for it. If Jesus was alive, I swear to God that y'all would cancel him, cause lately being negative's the real new normal. Yeah, if you're thick, you're fat, you're rich, you're bad, you're poor, you're black, you're white, you're whack, they lie, it's facts. My generation needs a bunch of free condoms, cause common sense ain't that common. This is what they wanted, this is how they planned it. This is to control everyone on the planet.
Yeah, I mean, even the verse before, you could have paused that, but he was talking about, you know, Twitter and Facebook likes don't define you, and A lot of it's just separation stuff. He keeps talking about just groups versus groups. Mm-hmm. And, yeah, I mean, I agree with everything he's saying.
Then we put each other in caskets, protest and panic, and they take advantage to manage the damage. We won't always agree. Nope, freedom doesn't come free. No, there was people fighting, dying overseas so that you could have freedom and be home. I think the elites are real, but they ain't drinking baby's blood. They're creating chaos so they have something to save you from black.
Do you think they
are
drinking baby's blood?
I think they should, yeah. Some people drink baby bloods. But, yeah.
Lives matter, all lives matter. What's all this division for? It's modern segregation. This is...
Yeah, people definitely drink baby bloods. That's how it go.
Set it up a civil war. Burn the circus down, cause the world is full of clowns. They're all stupid and they're proud. Painted smiles on their mouths. I don't hang with bozos, homie. I can't be around you. Anyone who knows me knows my feet don't fit in clown shoes.
By Nova Rockefeller.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool that his girl does all his visuals.
Really?
You know?
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, and he even said too, the new normal is negative, which we've been talking about forever. You know, people just want to talk about negative stuff or talk shit about people, so you're just saying real stuff.
Yeah, the truth doesn't change.
Yeah. And maybe they all don't drink baby blood, but it was known in history that people, kings and queens and high-level priests would kill babies and drink the blood, or kill the best athletes and kill the blood. These are absolute 100% facts. Mm-hmm. Go look at the Mayan histories. You would kill babies or kill best athletes and drink the blood to be stronger.
I think though when people hear that or they hear the crazy like sacrifice shit, then it puts it to the where they just remove the credit of there being an elite in general, discredit just from that one notion, you know. Right. So even if that might not be true, but there still are elites pushing a certain narrative
for sure,
playing the cards.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there was kings and high priests millions of years ago.
Yeah, but that's a long time ago. You know what I mean? They're saying like modern men probably wouldn't do that shit.
But the thing kept going though. You know,
thing?
The kings and the high priests and the high builders and these people were always had these private groups through eternity. You know, another thing I want to say too on that intro of and when it was the Mysonne thing that I forgot on the intro of the 80 Empire Legacy, he says eternal and moral character is immortal.
Damn. Tom McDonald, Clown World. Did you like it?
I liked it. It was cool. Yeah. Again, he always talks about cool shit. You know, real stuff. So that people need to hear.
And he's pushing truth. He's a cool guy. He's a pure guy.
And he talks about all the base things that. Yeah, maybe two guys. He talks about the base things that I'm very aware of. That I've been talking about for a long time. But I appreciate that though. Mm-hmm. And, you know, even if it's basic to me. Yeah, I appreciate him. So.
And he's independent. You know. Yeah. Rocks with his girl. Mm-hmm. Shout out Tom McDonald.
Shout out Tom McDonald.
Yeah.
Good
work. But I agree with what you're saying. Like I love watching him on YouTube, but I never have him on my Spotify. Yeah. You know, at least the songs that I've listened to.
Yeah. So that's it for 3 hours of interruption early. I think this one flowed really well. What did we hit this one? Hour mark.
Hour 7 minutes.
Hour 7 minutes. Perfect. Yeah. So we hit this well. This is KandiShow episode 5. We're gonna keep busting them out every Monday. We're gonna keep creating different types of content. I don't gotta tell you like or subscribe anymore. I don't have the Webster Dictionary in front of me, so if I butcher someone's name, I'm sorry. Peace. If you like this video, click the like and subscribe button below and hit the little chime button.
That's perfect. That'd be funny.